All right, well, welcome everyone. Thank you for coming. It's very nice to see so many lovely faces, and we were going to have this event in that next room in Gallery 2, which is the archaeometallurgy. And so I thought that the appropriate thing about this room is that most of those images are taken from the basement of the Metropolitan Museum in the installer's workshop, where my research was done over a number of years. And so I thought I'd talk about Bronze Age gold manufacture just as a preamble before this, and now I'm in this room and in the 19th century. So it's a little bit encouraging for me to just continue what I was going to do. So what I'd like to talk about, just as a preamble, is some Bronze Age gold manufacture, and particularly this disc and pendant ear ornament, and it's said to be from Matatos near the Dardanelles. It's 3rd century BC. 3rd century BC is the period of high excellence of Greek gold manufacture, and it's luxury goods and sophisticated manufacture of gold work. And the thing about Greek gold is that up to the 4th century, it was all gold. It was just one colour, monocolour, and then polycolour came in. But so this is typical of this highest period of 3rd century BC, and never to be returned, never to return. But I want to say something about this piece because it's a favourite piece of mine, and it's been in the fire. It's been in the maker's fire, but it's been in a funerary pyre, and it's been damaged. It's been almost melted. Now, this has been in the hair of a woman on a funerary pyre. These earrings, and there are gold ringlets in her hair. They have been threaded in her hair, these little gold rings, and here is one here. This is a sort of a phenomena that this is so close to melting, this piece is so close to melting, and yet there's a phenomena here of this piece, one of these hair rings with a movement of the body, one of these hair rings just touched the earring in the fire, and it welded. It is so close to melting, it's a complete destruction. And so this is probably useless information for you, but to burn a body takes 6 hours, and this thing, these pieces with sticks, they must have tried to take out the jewellery, and it was in the ashes. It was in the ashes for up to 6 hours in a reducing atmosphere, very high melting temperature. It's a wood fire, so it's very close to melting temperature for gold. And this little guy attached itself to there, and I think this is just such a delicate thing. This is 16 millimetres across. It's so fine, and all of these tolerances are well considered, and so here it is. And you can see it damage a fire here, and you can see this fusion. If we look at the back, Greek gold, the reverse of Greek gold is very ugly because they're very pragmatic. They build this excellence and perfection, and they do cold attachments and all these sorts of things at the expense of nobody looks at the back. So here it is. But I want to point out that the gold piece was in the ashes, in the cinder of the fire for 6 hours, up to 6 hours, and you can see that the gold is starting to crystallize. It's so close to the melting temperature, but the gold is reverting back to its crystalline structure, and this is so close to melting and destruction. It's unbelievable. If you tried to do this, it would be very difficult. So we have this this damage here with the fire, and over here, this one is not affected by the fire. What I want to point out is this there's a little figure here, a muse with playing a lyre or this is a stringed instrument. And it's very, remember this is 16 millimetres across. And here, we can see it in here. It's very fine. And I hope this is better to see it. So this is a very delicate thing in a very ferocious fire, a funerary pyre. This is another discant pendant ear ornament, which is really, the discant pendant ear ornament are the virtuoso pieces of this era. And so here is another one. And in this one, similar measurements. This is Nike, a winged Nike there's no room for a chariot, but she's got holding the reins of two horses that are rearing up. Can you see this? And so this sort of minimal, condensed, virtuoso gold work, I think this is a pinnacle. Anyway, it's just such a delight, and I wanted to talk about it anyway. So now we'll get on to the real thing. Sound and space is the beat. Rhythm is the wire and space. The wire is the line. Line measures space. Line captures space. Line is the metre of the poetry. Line is the poetry of the matter. Space is the matter of poetry. Does poetry matter? Wire traps space. Wire calibrates space. Wire catches space. Wire gains space. Space is the absence of wire. Space is the absence of matter. Does absence matter? Does abstinence matter? Does matter matter? Matter, space and time. It's a matter of space. It's a matter of time. Rhythm is the division of space. Rhythm is the division of time. Rhythm is the timing of events. Rhythm claims the event. Intervals are in the first half and the last quarter. Second half is in the first interval. Second interval is in the first half. Clams, clam bakes and syncopation. Wire is the anticipation of the syncopation. Body rhythms, heartbeat, walking, breathing, crying. Don't cry for me, Argentina. Hemi, demi, semi-quavers. Paradiddles, flams and ratomacues. Crotchets, minims, rosemary and thyme. Repetition is the consolidation of space. Mind the gap. Stand clear of the closing doors, please. Repetition, variety, unity and harmony. What's for dinner? A repetition of repetitions. You can say that again, that again, that again, that again. Repetition, repetition, repetition. Repetition brings new variations. Repetition brings new arrivals. Repetition is arrivals and departures. Same elements reoccur, but in different ways. Same elements reoccur, but in unexpected ways. Reoccurring is not discarded, but once they are understood. Reoccurring, repeating, reappearance, duplication, echo. Hello, I hear an echo. If you've heard the story before, don't stop me, because I'd like to hear it again. You can say that again. Frequency of the infrequent and the frequent. Permutations, mutations and amputations. Pattern announces spaces. Pattern declares geometry. Wire is the word. Anadiplosis, anadiplosis, epinodos, epiphora, epistrophe. Wire is the word. Germination plus polyptonon, epinophora. Wire is the word. Epinophora, someplace. Wire is the word. Repetition is the consolidation of time. Flight time, landing time, departure time, and arrival time. Measurable time, variable time, half time, waltz time, 6/8, 5/4, common time, cut time. Take 5, blue rondo a la Turk. Time out, time further out. Who's on first? The first shall be last and the last shall be first. Summertime and the living is easy. Lunchtime, supper time. Returning to the beginning, the entrance is at the exit. The commencing, the continuous and the termination. Repositioning, changing the order, restating the fact. Intervals, avenues and egress. Introductions and conclusions and egress. Thin avenues, fat avenues and egress. Egress, 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 egress. You can say that again. You can say that again. Endangered pink and the story of philalory. Hollywood glamour brought new jewellery boldness in the 1940s. Liberated from the deprivations of wartime, designers of costume jewellery had the freedom to innovate the gold-plated base metals, silver gilt and paste gems, faking of what would be worth 100 times more. Oh, so it's been done before. Could these fallals be fallacy and made to disbelieve and mislead, or just an erroneous delusion? In 2012, the phallalery of the cognoscenti, a misconception or confusion of an earlier jewellery history. Can these gauds be a fallacious testimony to what was an earlier treasure? Or is it just another expression of jewellery art? In their new resurrection, can they now be considered fine art? Pink is whiter than red. It's not red and it's not white. Maybe an arranged blending of the two. Extremities of red and white, it's that sweet space in between. Is it bleeding? It's a sweet bleeding. A caged pink is captured tenderness, and still pink is slow to anger. Pink is calming, warm and comforting, a target for unconditional love. Tenderness and kindness can escape its edge. A fragile pink can lose its sting. Does pink have a lacking of self-worth? It can indicate an overly cautious nature. Seepage of pink brings hope. Leakage brings resentment and panic. Pink is sweetness and innocence, though inexperience and naivety is easily trapped. Pink is warm and soft, while a piercing nail brings pain. Being in the pink abandons responsibilities. Pink prompts childhood memories, though not always comforted by the mother. Does pink show a lack of willpower? Maybe showing a lack of self-reliance. Pink accompanying dark colours intensifies strength and sophistication. We've reached another void, which is unavoidable. The coronation of Vladimir Putin. This is very serious. Cap of Monomakh is the oldest Russian crown, first used in a coronation when Ivan the Terrible crowned himself the first Tsar of Russia. Since 1547, the crown of Monomakh was used in the crowning of all the Russian rulers until Peter the Great designed a new imperial crown in 1721 and replaced the cap of Monomakh in the coronation ceremony with other crowns such as the Kazan cap, a variation of the cap of Monomakh. And here we have the cap of Monomakh and the Kazan cap. Rising Tsar of Russia, Vladimir Putin appears to have chosen the same for his recent coronation, following an overwhelming victory in the recent presidential elections, marred by universal reports of vote rigging. Millions of Russians went to the polls across 11 time zones yesterday with no doubt over the result, as Mr. Putin faced 7 weak government-endorsed candidates. Claims of ballot stuffing tainted Putin's coronation. Oh, that's sad. The Times, Monday, March the 19th, 2018. The crown of Vladimir Putin and its modern stylistic configurations be a variation of the Kazan cap, which is a modification of the cap of Monomakh. Could these oldest Russian crowns kept in the Armory Museum in the Kremlin be accompanied in the future by a more recent variation, the crown of Vladimir Putin? Is this a portrait or maybe a caricature? But we know KGB sits at the top. Vladimir, it's all about you. Hello, mother. Hello, father. Vlad, stay out of this. Hello, mother. Hello, father. Hello, brother. Hello, sister. Vlad, stop. Vlad, mother, father, sister, brother, friend and foe, sister, sister. Maria, 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 and I call the wind Mariah. I once met a boy named Sue. How do you do? Let's face it. You can't face it. Let's face the music and dance. You can't face the truth. You can't handle your face. You can't face my uncle. My auntie is the bad one. Bad, 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 bad. Badness, madness and sadness. Happy faces, sad faces. Old faces. Tears, grief and sorrow. Tears, grief and sorrow. Tears, grief and sorrow. Tears, grief and sorrow. Deception and reception. Deception and exception. Vlad, 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 Vlad. A gringo's got my baby. A bimbo's got my baby. A gringo's got my dingo. Your safety is important to us. Your money is important to us. Dreary eyes, money eyes, the nose have it. Face it, your nose knows. Don't mouth off. This is not racial. Is it delusional? The eyes have it. Thank you, thank you. Just as while I have a drink. We proceed on. Okay, larger than life, not confined to the wearable. There's a lot of reasons why my pieces are larger than life. I make large pieces, as you might have noticed in more recent times. There's a number of reasons for that which are not stated here, but there is I have a pretty good position on it. Okay, the large gold fibula from the Regolini Galassi tomb in the Vatican Museum is from the 7th century BC. It's larger than a torso. The first large jewellery work was the bloodier than black spray brooch. 1988, 98, I can't read this writing. Powerhouse Museum in Sydney. Another significant reference has been the funerary wreath from a tomb in Amento, 4th century, and in the Antikensammlungen in Munich. It's a very favourite piece. And so another larger-than-life piece. Not confined to the wearer or wearability, contemporary art jewellery facilitates the author to build a personal statement. The author, as goldsmith, is empowered to say how a jewel should speak, look like, and what it should be. The system of the world, according to the ideas prevalent in the Middle Ages, above the flat earth, the sky forms a vault studded with stars. An inquisitive traveller with the known world on her back puts her head through the vault and discovers the complicated mechanisms which move the stars. Carrying a knowledge of the world on her back, my troubled thoughts prompt me to answer because I am greatly disturbed. I hear a rebuke that dishonours me, and my misunderstanding inspires me to reply. Surely you know how it has been from old, ever since man was placed on the earth. Though her joy reaches to heavens and her head touches the clouds, they will perish forever. Those who have seen them will say, where are they? Like a dream they fly away, no more to be found. Banished like a vision of the night, the eye that will not see them again, their place will look on her no more. Their hands must give back their wealth. Youthful vigour fills her bones. The system of the world, according to the ideas prevalent in the Middle Ages. Above the flat earth, the sky forms a vault studded with stars. An inquisitive traveller with the known world on her back puts her head through the vault and discovers the complicated mechanism which moves the stars. Heavens declare the glory of the majesty, the skies proclaim the work of his hands. Day after day they pour forth speech, night and Night after night they display knowledge. There is no speech or language where their voice is not heard. Their voice goes out into all the earth, their words to the end. In the heavens he has pitched a tent for the sun, which is like a morning star coming forth from his pavilion. Like a champion rejoicing to run his course, it rises at one end of the heavens and makes its circuit to the other. Nothing is hidden from the heat. The fire is made pure, enduring forever. Ordinances of the making are sure and altogether virtuous. They are more precious than gold, than much pure gold. They are sweeter than honey from the comb. Constellations, stars, planets, moons. Black spaces, black holes, and eternity. Stars, spaces, lines. Black spaces, black holes, and eternity. Stars, spaces, lines. Black spaces, black holes, and eternity. Stars, spaces, lines. Black spaces, black holes, and eternity. Stars, spaces, lines. Black spaces, black holes, and eternity. Stars, spaces, lines. Black spaces, black holes, and eternity. Stars, spaces, lines. Black spaces, black holes, and eternity. Stars, spaces, lines. Black spaces, black holes, and eternity. Stars, spaces, lines. Black spaces, black holes, and eternity. Stars, spaces, lines. Constellations, stars, planets, moons. Black spaces, black holes, eternity. Black spaces, black holes, infinity. Infinity, 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 infamy. He's got it in for me. Universe, multiverse, multiverse. Line, star, spiral, orbits. Positions, links, tracks, and spiral orbits. Gravitation and acceleration. Speed, velocity, arrival, and connections. Galaxy, quasar, nebula, asteroid. Cluster gathering, gathering clusters. Material spirals, linear spirals. Spirals meeting indoor heating. Disks of gas, dust, stars and planets, and gravity. Points of departure and gravity. Point of no return and gravity. Melbourne, 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 and gravity. Is Collingwood forever? Gravity warp space. Gravity curve space. Dense object, dense space, dense line. Space-time, warp time, twisted time, lunchtime. Supernova, stars and moons. Stars, superstars, megastars. Individual stars collapse. Movie stars are wealthy. Heavenly bodies and Hollywood. Gravitation, 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 gravitation. Objects around the objects and trajectory. Objects orbit objects, or objects circle objects. Objects movement and circuit. Patterns, spaces and places. Intersections, meeting points, connections. Connections, connections, connections. And departure lounge. The new heaven and the new earth. Okay, that's it.